factors, the public that elevated him are now begging him to stop rapping. Once seen as a reliable source for undeniable club bangers, Lil Baby now stands accused of falling into the familiar trap of getting comfortable and milking his sound, all the while refusing to alter his sound or respond to the criticisms that he's receiving. Back at the outset of his career, Lil Baby, who never envisioned himself as a rapper until he was coerced into it by Young Thug, was as focused as they come. Releasing 7 projects in the space of just 2 years, Lil Baby evaded distractions and kept working. Along the way, he refused to be lured into petty beefs, even when everyone tried to pit him against the Baby over similarities in their names.
So many tried to go that way with me, but I always heard it from day one. When it came,
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I miss Tourette's Lil Baby. Yeah, I miss that baby. You feel me? I miss that. I miss that. That's the baby we miss. Short bus baby. You feel me?
came out and he blowed up, and then it was like he the baby. And I'm Lil Baby. He don't sound like me. He ain't trying to kick my swag. His name just the baby. It's enough money for both of us, as you see.
Possessing the kind of shrewd mindset that most rappers would benefit from, Lil Baby stayed locked in with his craft, flooding the market with new music, and becoming such a safe bet that even the biggest stars such as Nicki Minaj and Drizzy solely relied on his sound to boost their EPs and singles. At the time of his peak, Lil Baby's sound was so undeniable that many respected critics expected him to be the next Drake, and eclipse the man that put him on with Yes Indeed.
There was a time when a Drake feature helped Lil Baby. I think right now Drake might need that Lil Baby feature. Let's be clear.
Yo, this is why Drake is so great, man. Like, you know how many times niggas thought that Drake needed another nigga? All for Drake to outlast that nigga and watch that nigga. Play this. You know what Drake won't do right now? Collab with Lil Baby. On his bucket list of niggas to work with, he's like, yo, that nigga's falling off and falling fast. Let me not go save that nigga, okay? When Lil Baby was hot, he'd be like, yo, let's get on song. Let's get on Yes Indeed. That nigga can't find one. Drake probably changed his number on that nigga like, yo, nigga, we ain't got nothing to talk about right now, bro.
A lot of the Drake records, at least of late, haven't really taken off.
Fast forward to 2023, and not only does it not seem like Lil Baby has any chance of overtaking Drizzy, but there's a concern about him maintaining the success that he's currently riding on. Fresh from dropping a snippet like 350, which is essentially just a rehash of everything he's done for the past 4 years, Lil Baby is facing heat from his own fanbase. Notably, Kai Cenat, while not directly calling out Lil Baby, skillfully sidestepped commenting on the song itself and instead focused all criticism on the production.
I'm not even joking, the beat's louder than him. No, fire the producer. Bro, why is the beat louder?
With some fans admitting that, I think it's time we start having that conversation in regards to Baby's falloff. Combined with canceled tour dates across the nation, it's not a great time to be in the 4PF camp right now. So how do we get to the point where Baby's magic is wearing off? And what can be done, if anything? Well, for starters, let's broach the issue that he had in terms of selling tickets. In July, it was revealed that Lil Baby had canceled a series of shows on his It's Only Us tour, which saw Baby head venues that tend to have capacities of around 15,000 to 20,000 people. In essence, it's the kind of venues that someone like Drake, Cole, or Kendrick, the big threes, routinely sell out. Left with no explanation in terms of why the shows were pulled, fans immediately assumed that it was low sales that led them to be unceremoniously canceled. But while this was the most overt example of Lil Baby not being a draw, the warning signs were there even during his peak. Hot on the heels of their collab project, The Voice of the Heroes, Baby and Lil Durk launched their Back Outside tour. Staged at a time when fans were ravenous for shows after lockdown, it was immediately assumed that, by way of their combined hype, these shows would easily sell out. But, as Akademiks would reveal on the Flagrant 2 podcast, Baby might have overestimated his own hype.
He's trying to do arenas about 10,000 to 15,000. You would imagine it's Baby. Yeah. They say his tour is doing bad. You'll never see him post that his tour is sold out. It's not selling that much.
Alongside acknowledging that Jack Harlow opted for smaller rooms and was consistently selling out, Baby may have later posted that the tour actually grossed $15 million, but not selling out ultimately hurt his brand, because unfortunately for artists, in hip-hop, optics are often all that matters. So once fans unanimously think you've fallen off, it's almost impossible to regain momentum.
Man, Chance the Rapper got it bad. Chance got it bad, man. I haven't heard much about Chance. Like, he's trying to drop a couple songs, but man, Chance was also one of those people. You know, so before Baby was compared to Drake, I remember being on Everyday Show. This is 2017, and the conversation was, especially after how he, you know, did amazing on Kanye's album, and he just dropped C3. I think a lot of people were looking at this guy to be the guy the next one to run it for 10 years, it ain't work, bro.
Regardless of the music. Take a look at someone like DaBaby, for example. He's arguably dropping the best music of his career right now, but now that the public view of him has turned, it'll always be reaching a diminished audience. In terms of how this factors into Lil Baby, this can be seen in the reaction to both 350, Crazy, and other recent snippets that he shared. Although they don't sound drastically different from anything he's released before, the response has been one of absolute revulsion from his fans. In terms of recovering from this, it's a delicate balancing act. Currently, fans are seeing in real time that it could be overcome through Baby's former collaborator, Gunna. Within the space of dropping his new project, A Gift and a Curse, Gunna went from being labeled a snitch for taking a plea deal to suddenly being welcomed back into hip-hop's good graces without cosigns from any rappers. As to how this happened, well, that actually does come down to the output to a certain extent. As while Gunna advanced musically on his new project and made something compelling, Lil Baby has remained stationary.
I listened to the project and I said, this is interesting. Keep in mind, QC pretty much froze everybody on the label and allowed Lil Baby to keep dropping singles every 4 to 6 weeks up until the release of this project. Song after song after song after song after song, which might have been good. I believe that led to watering down the sound. Lil Baby has a very noticeable cadence. His rhyming scheme, the way he drones through a hook, is very noticeable and is very replicable. It's the reason why we think he's making the same song over and over and over and over and over and over again. He dropped all of those and then right after announced an album, and then at that moment, for whatever reason, he dropped the worst versions of him trying to make those same songs again.
Here, we have all the issues stemming from Lil Baby's latest project, It's Only Me. Following the love that his previous album received, topping the record was always going to be difficult. But during a release day interview with Angie Martinez, Baby downplayed the weight of expectation when it came to surpassing My Turn's success.
I'm not even in that same space no more to even like compare it.
But no pressure to live up to it because people love that album.
Not like pressure to live up to it because I'm not living up to that album. That was just what I had dropped. So I'm trying to like live up to everything I do, if that makes sense. That would be me thinking small. I'm on something way bigger and better.
Eager to paint his upcoming project as a departure from the past, Lil Baby's press tour implied that the next record coming down the pipeline will be full of depth that we haven't seen from him before.
I feel like my music more listening. You gotta listen to what I'm saying. It ain't really too much just shoot 'em up bang bang or super catchy. You kinda gotta just like real shit. Not saying I don't say nothing about shoot 'em up bang bang because that's real too. But for the most part, I feel like you gotta just listen to what I'm saying and understand it.
When it was released, It's Only Me did outperform My Turn in terms of first week sales, but that's about the only way it beat his previous album. As for starters, this apparent new level of introspection in his bars was completely missing.
When you're even looking at Lil Baby and the way that he actually forms his rhymes, you'll notice that from one line to the next, there's no logical continuity. He'll splurt out something random and follow it up with something that has nothing to do with the previous line, so he's not setting himself up for any punchlines on here. That hook to Hey, it's the catchiest thing on here, bro.
Yeah.
Nothing sticks. Nothing is addictive the same way that you got addictive melodies on songs like Emotionally Scarred, for example, on the previous album. This is a major regression from Baby.
A record which was widely panned for its repetitive sounds, critics were quick to point to the fact that he fell off with the production too.
The production choices on this project are pretty bland too. Very thin trap beats with mild 808s and hi-hats and snares that are basically emaciated. They're so lifeless. I'm actually kind of surprised to see most of the writing credits on these tracks mentioning at least a handful of people. If I didn't know any better just listening to the quality of this record, I would have assumed this whole thing was thrown together by a skeleton crew of Lil Baby, a couple of producers, and maybe an engineer.
On top of the fact that these tracks were somewhat lacking in creativity, what also needs to be factored in is that to a certain section of his fans, they had garnered an affection for him that was left unfulfilled. When Lil Baby dropped The Bigger Picture at the height of the BLM movement, he quickly found himself with his very first Billboard #1 hit, suddenly giving an empowering track that was completely outside of his usual sound. Lil Baby earned himself a bunch of new fans. But when it came to feeding this new audience, they've been neglected. And even though Coach K claimed they all stuck around, it seems like that was temporary. As opposed to leaning into his new role as an outspoken activist and stepping territories that even Drake hasn't seen, Lil Baby has arguably gone the opposite way and is now rubbing shoulders with billionaires like Michael Rubin and Robert Kraft. According to him, he's simply acquiring game. But it has diminished some people's ability to root for him when he's constantly chasing the bag rather than feeding them with his artistry.
What have you learned from those guys?
I learned a lot. Ask questions. They know answers to questions we don't even know about. They 10-year-old kid know that. But they couldn't tell me nothing about the streets though.
Hanging with billionaires who were infatuated by hip-hop culture while he garners a physical education, it's unsurprising that Baby wants to learn the ropes of business, considering that he's already been talking about his exit strategy from rapping.
I don't want to be an old rapper.
Really? You know everybody says that.
I just always had that thought in my head, like, I don't want to be no older rapper, like 35, 36.
While this could be understandable if it was just a simple side mission, some images from Baby with the Billionaire Boys Club suggest that the relationship isn't as focused for Baby as he made it out to be. Pictured in what Akademiks described as hugging in the Oreo position, there's a sense that he's treated like a novelty.
Reverse Oreo.
While ignoring the negative comments might have worked at his peak, there's tangible proof that he needs to switch his approach. And according to Ak, it starts with his recording process.
I heard a story about Lil Baby. I've never been in the studio recording with him ever, by the way. They said when Lil Baby's about to record, he usually kicks out a lot of people out of the studio. He don't like to record in front of a lot of people. Secondly, when he's recording, he never wants the recording to be played out loud. He wants to keep it between him and the engineer until it's like finalized. That sounds like your creative process isn't maybe helped, or even you're hell bent on doing what you want to do. It's fair. Hey, listen, you know, as much as I agree with that video, and I've said myself, yeah, Lil Baby has taken a few steps back. He's not producing or performing to the levels that we once put him at, or we anticipated he should be batting on that average. I think he's been here before. He's been at the position where he didn't deliver, and then he delivered afterwards. I'm just watching to see what those steps are going to be. I always keep bringing up, I think it's the year 2020, I believe. Whatever album he dropped then, I think it was in the same year as Meek Mill's album. Was that Championships? Maybe it was Championships or Wins and Losses. I don't know which one it was. There was a lot of steam heading up to that project for him, and that project didn't hit like My Turn. He came back with My Turn, and actually, was that the right year? Maybe it was 2018. Maybe it was 2018. It's 2018. I'm sorry. Thank you. I'm sorry. So it's 2018. So 2018, he didn't deliver. And you got to remember, his whole 2017 was like straight crazy. From the freestyle to like, you know, all those mixtapes, even him and everything he did with Gunna. Like, people were looking at it like this is the new run. It was like that crazy run Thug was on when Thug was with, remember the Rich Gang, like the tour, that album that came out of it. Remember he did well, we're talking about the Lil Baby now. He did an album with Gunna. We're like, oh, this is crazy, right? So we're expecting all those things to kind of come to fruition, and it just never did. So, yeah, Street Gossip was the album. Exactly. So that happened. We didn't really see the benefits of it, but then he came back with My Turn, and My Turn was exactly what we had hoped or thought he could do. The thing is, with My Turn, he then also had a string of other great features and collaborations that we thought the momentum was going to continue. And then once again, because that album to me is a certified classic, My Turn, it put us back into thinking he's about to go into rarefied air. And every time people hear me like discuss whether it's Lil Baby, Drake, who else? Most of these guys, like even Youngboy, I'm discussing them using a barometer of them being the top of the game. I'm not talking about them like they're average artists. I'm talking about Lil Baby as he's supposed to be in the top 3. He's supposed to take the throne from Drake. He's supposed to compete for the throne. If I was just talking about him like a regular rapper from Atlanta, I wouldn't even say anything like this about him, because I wouldn't have that expectations. But when you drop music and create expectations, we then kind of have to weigh you differently, okay? Yeah. By the way, again, just to wrap it up, and last thing I'll say on it, Lil Baby definitely fell off a bit, but he can come back. He got to do features. The sound is too monotonous. We're tired of your every song because of your rapping pattern. Here's the thing. When Lil Baby first came in the game, that little nasally, like all that shit sounded great, but he's not even someone like a Drake. He's definitely not someone like Wayne. Definitely not even someone like Future. Not like Nicki or any of those people, in the sense of he doesn't know how to play with his voice. So his voice comes across very similar every single time. And when you can't use, which by the way, you know your voice is an instrument. When you can't really use your voice, like for example, you know how many times you've seen Drake change to a different intonation of his voice? Cardi does it all the time. Cardi has like this deep voice, then he goes to this high pitched shit. he plays a lot with his voice to come with different flows and different cadences and overall give us a different sound and effect. When it comes to Lil Baby is kind of, it almost every time he starts a verse, it depends on if he's going fast or slow. It sounds like he's going to give us the last verse with the same cadence we've heard. So since he hasn't gotten to that point yet, right? And by the way, I'm not gonna lie, like, I think if we think about some of his standout hits is when he's tried to stray away from that similar, just like his version of rapping, but also like melodic flow. When he's gone to like a Close Friends where he's damn near just basically singing on the whole thing, damn it, when he's sung on the shit, that's a hit. Right? But how did he get that hit? He had to get out of that pocket of, yes, you could rap. And by the way, I've never discounted the fact that he could rap. The boy got bars. But right now, he's over here just filling in a rubric. He's filling in a blueprint to what has already worked, except people are tired of it. So if I'm him, first thing we're going to do, we're going to get you collabing with some of the great artists. Now, here's the thing. Not the Dirks of, like, today, right? We don't need you with Dirk. We're going to need to put you with some mega artists on some spot looks where, like, you get to do what you do best. You get to come in, knock out a couple, like, damn near features, right? You get the second verse or you get the opening verse. You fucking kill it. Everybody's going to be back on. I'm telling you, it only take about 3 really hot features where niggas know that shit word for niggas to be on your dick and niggas say you got next. Like, that's really what it takes. Let's be honest, right? You get, like, 3 of those. Keep in mind, got to come on collabs because what happens is, these days, every hook by him sounds like the last hook. So don't let him do no hooks. Let him just rap. He can rap. Cool. Once you get him with a couple of those songs out, you're going to have to come with a lead single. Stop this whole you're just dropping songs to drop songs. Now, here's the thing. It works in making money because he's a streamable artist. And this is where the streaming era has fucked up so many artists in the game. Because a streamable artist, right? They're incentivized to drop music consistently. That's even where we get into the YoungBoy like fiasco. YoungBoy is paid to drop music as consistent as possible, right? Him dropping an amazing song and, him either taking time to cultivate that song or him actually curating and waiting a while or picking and choosing what he drops isn't as lucrative as just spamming. Like dropping anything makes more money than dropping selective shit, even if the selective shit is hot. So, again, but for me, if I'm the coach and I'm trying to fix what's going on with Lil Baby, I got to get the buzz back to where it's at. So it's okay. The features, then I got to get him on a hit song. We need a hit song we're rolling out. He's not going to drop 2 videos at a time. 2 videos, you're too unfocused. We get it. We want to drop 1 song. We need to put you with the big dogs. I say try to pull for Drake. Him and Drake, 1 song. I'm pretty sure Drake would work with him. I was playing earlier. I'm pretty sure Drake would. But you need him and Drake. I haven't seen him and Nicki with that like chemistry, but like maybe a him and Future. I don't know, like something where get somebody who's really good at making songs and get you in a position where you could win. They got the hook, you got the bridge, you got two verses, they got 1 verse, hit song. That's what you need. Roll that 1 song out. You feel me? Let those chill for a bit. And then, obviously, you're going to have to start creating an album. And creating an album is not it. First of all them yes men in the studio, fire him. Get him out of there. You need producers, executive producers. Dare I say, you're going to have to, like, you know what Baby has to find? He has to find his 40. He has to find his No ID or something like that. Like he needs someone that production wise is going to bring him to a different level and bring him to a space where the music, right? Where the music that he's coming up with isn't just some shit meant for the club, meant for the niggas who got a section. It's some shit with a little bit of substance, with a little bit of depth, but still is hot. You got to lock in with someone. And by the way, it might not be a nigga that's from Atlanta. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Obviously, I would say personally for like say 21, I think that's Metro. Like when they get together, they have some type of synergy that brings Savage's music to a different level. So Savage and Metro is kind of like that. We got to find that for Baby, because when you're getting clowned or you're getting people are saying the production was weak on the album you dropped after your classic album, that there's no excuse for that. There's no excuse for that other than being lazy, right? He also might have to get out of his comfort zone a little bit. He gonna have to lock in with a couple of these people. Shit, nigga, go to Hawaii and lock in with Kanye for 3 weeks. Something might come out of it. Yeah, he's gonna waste the time a lot, but you might get a song that's end up on his shit. He might give you a brilliant song. Kanye's one of those guys that you could do that with. He got to go lock in with some people, man. Like sometimes after you've been super feeding people bullshit that took low effort, when you realize they're tired of it, you have to step up the production. You need to just like mix it up a little bit. So that's what I would say. Go get that nigga to make a real album, right? Something with some depth. Reach into pockets and also personal shit that he could put forth through music. Have him play to his strengths. Have him avoid the things that are monotonous. And I think it could work again, of course. And when I mean work again where he's having that run where people are like, oh shit, yo, he's on every hit song. Oh shit, and his song is going crazy. You know what I mean? So, Tank says, who do you got act Lil Baby or YB in a versus? Wow. Lil Baby or YB in a versus? That's a good one. And the answer that I would give you off rip without getting too much off track and discussing this is going to be a boring one. Depend on the crowd, right? Like if we're talking about a bunch of street niggas that be in a club, I think Baby got it. If we're talking about, a more multifaceted crowd, I think YB got it. Because I literally think that Baby got about 20 songs that are just, we partying. Like, yo, it's lit. Like, yo, pop them bottles, we good. Let's turn up, nigga. He makes like yacht music. Like, yo, you on a yacht, jet skis out, chicks in bikinis, everything's lit. Yup, he got it. YB, more delicate, more diverse musical palette.
Man, little baby, bro. Like, it's so hard talking about little baby sometimes. Cause it's like Lil Baby low key, well not even low key, high key, he had like the hottest like 3-4 years, like 2017. Like when he first like started getting hot, 2017, My Dog and all that stuff, to like 2021, bro. Like Lil Baby or 2020, so like 3-4 years. Lil Baby was really running shit for like 3-4 years, bro. And like a lot of people really thought it wouldn't slow down. Like the YBs was out and all that stuff. But Baby, like, he's like a commercial YB. Like, I don't know how to explain. Like, he put out bangers, but it was like still for the street. But it's like he was commercial. Like, he was tattooed with everybody. He wasn't blackballed or anything. Everybody likes Lil Baby. It doesn't matter. Like, he fucked with everybody. But man, the main thing that I feel like is Lil Baby's downfall, bro, is first off, he listened too much about people saying, oh, you need to change your flow. Every time I'm hearing a Lil Baby snipping out, he's trying a different flow. Like, no jokes and no pun intended. I feel like Lil Baby was on the short bus. Like, when Ack was calling him short bus baby, like, I really felt that. Like, Lil Baby, he's not the smartest of smart motherfuckers, but he can rap. So Lil Baby needs to like stick to his flow or find a flow that is good for him, because that snippet we heard was absurd, and anyone who thinks that's fire, I don't know, but you need to get your ears checked. And the other problem Lil Baby has, I feel like he has to have yes men around him. Like the people around him, they're probably scared to tell him, oh, that's trash, bro. Like, cause a lot of artists, like, they take their craft really serious. Like that bullshit we heard, imagine if that shit took him like over an hour to make, or longer than that. You feel me? If you went to him after that and he's the breadwinner, he's this, that, and you told him, oh, it's trash, he might feel some type of way and cut you off, bro. Like a lot of the people around him, like, they don't really care about like how his music sounds and stuff. They just care about the money that's coming in for him, because he's gonna spread the money to everyone else. So, hey, but Lil Baby, less yes men. Probably, I don't think Lil Baby even knows how to work a phone or anything. I'd say he should make a Discord or something and like get his actual genuine fans in there and make people with a good taste for the type of music that he makes, like genuine fans who will be brutally honest with him. So he could actually like put a good list together, put out a good album. Cause Lil Baby, his last album was ass. My Turn was, man, we don't even got to talk about My Turn. My Turn was that's a classic. 100% a classic, but man, I don't want to say Lil Baby's washed up because he can't like, man, I just don't want to see Lil Baby go out like Roddy Rich. But Roddy Rich did to himself. Roddy Rich is like antisocial. He didn't post or anything. Lil Baby, he still posts, he tries, he still like tattooing with other people, he's still putting features out. It's just all his songs are like they sound the same, or they're like worse versions of songs that he already has out. And him trying a different flow, he sounds like he's run away from the beat, like how people used to say G Herbo runs away from the beat. That's basically what Lil Baby's doing, bro. And it's tough. But hey, if you're a ride or die Lil Baby fan, bro, none of that shit should matter to you. Rock with your man Lil Baby and shit. We'll see. But if Lil Baby stays on the path he's staying on right now, where he's just doing what he's doing right now, and it's like he's acting like he doesn't want to listen to anyone. The next thing Lil Baby's gonna say is that he doesn't care about sales. Every rapper on the verge of falling off, they don't care about sales anymore. Like, I don't even want to bring Meek Mill's name up, but yeah, if you know, you know. But the next 3-4 years, man, it's a new rapper every day. It's a new up and coming hot rapper every day. And like, I know Baby made a bag, but it's like when a lot of rappers touch like 30 plus, especially like for the young era, they're done. They're washed. Like, I don't know. Like, I wonder when Playboy Cardi gets older, like in his 40s, what he's gonna do. Like, the only person I'm like, damn, how could they still do it? It's like people like Drake and Future. Like, Future is damn near 40 years old or 40 already. And he's still like, oh, no one even questions his age or anything. He can still make the same type of music, talking about doing whatever drugs he's doing, being toxic, this is that. Like, damn, bro, get married, start a family. You 40. And that's what you pushing out, but that's what the people want to hear. But the shit with Future and Lil Baby, you can't really compare Future and Lil Baby. This is like a different league. Future's like a legend. Lil Baby, when it's all said and done, he's probably, maybe he might be a legend too, but Future's Future. But let me know what you guys feel about everything. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy Big Egg News, and I'm